Here we are at Treehouse. So in this episode, you're gonna see a lot of befores and afters, a lot of during, and it's a pretty cool transformation to see where we started.
Come with us, we'll check out how we opened up the spaces, updated it, added more light, and made it a beautiful home.
Welcome to Treehouse. We're excited to give you a tour of Treehouse. We're gonna start in the living room where there are three things that made a huge impact on the space. The first one being lighting, the second one being the doors, and the third being opening the walls between different spaces.
Let's talk about the sliders first. Adding doors and natural light to any space, I can unequivocally say will always improve the space. In design, you're never supposed to say always and never. But when you add doors to a space, it usually creates another pathway or it creates a light, and we love light. A little rule of thumb that you can bank on is every slider is about $1,000 a foot. So if you're adding a slider door that is 5 feet, it's gonna be around 5,000, or 6 feet, 6,000, and so on and so on. That is a good budget conscious consideration before you say, I want a 8-foot door opening. You also have to consider what the header is and the infrastructure is of your space. If that needs to be updated, that's additional cost and labor, potential engineering. In this case, we added an amazing, how long is this, Wendy? 5, 10, 15 feet of natural light, winter chicken dinner, and a large access point to the outdoors. So it is a great addition to the space. The room is not that small, but two things make this space look big. One is the door, the wall doesn't end and you look outside. And two is the slanted ceiling allows this space to feel larger than it is. When you're selecting your door, this is clear pane glass versus sometimes you can have order doors that have the window panes in them, the grid lines.
So the second update that we did in here that was really important to get more light, especially in a treehouse, were can lights and skylights. There were tube skylights in here, but we decided to expand and make them larger and add wood paneling around them so that they blended in with the ceiling. We also added can lights so you can articulate the light in whatever direction you want and you can light up the home at night.
Guys, that is essential in a slanted ceiling, to make sure that the can lights that you install or are selecting are not fixed, because what will happen, we've talked about this in many videos before, is that the light shines directly where the direction that they're going. In a slanted ceiling, you want the light to shine down or on a bookcase or on the fireplace. You want to have that control, super important.
The third thing that we did in the living room to make a huge impact was we opened the wall to the dining room. So now the flow of traffic is greatly improved. So you're not walking around the hallway or around the deck, you can walk from room to room.
People forget that also when you take down a wall, it creates space and also shares light. So it's a winner there for light sharing and creating spaces to make them feel bigger, as well as achieving traffic flow.
All right, come with us. We're gonna go check out the primary suite and the office. Welcome to the office. This room used to be a little bit larger. So this wall was longer and we basically cut it short. So this wall intersects it straight on to create more space in the primary closet, where you can see in the renderings the floor plan before, and now we have the floor plan after. But it still fits a queen size bed with 2 end tables or a nursery, and makes a really sweet, intimate office. Come on into the primary bedroom and bathroom. This room, we really didn't change much, but you can see the transformation is
massive, right? Paint, lighting, and new flooring and trim always does wonders. That's no joke, that's a huge commitment, but that is why you're seeing the refresh. Come on with us to the primary bathroom. Wait till you see this.
Primary bathroom, let's talk about it. As you can see, these pictures, you wouldn't even know it's the same bathroom. Here we are in Treehouse shower.
One thing I love about this bathroom is it would have been instinctual to take the wall all the way up to the ceiling, but adding this glass panel adds a lot of what?
Light. So this shower was enclosed. You know, it dropped down and it came in close and there were no skylights, so it was dark and it was a cave. You know, there were these janky closets here, so there wasn't a very big sink. The drawers were falling apart. I mean, it was just crazy.
I think a really interesting place for you at home to figure out what you're gonna do with the space that you're having the budget, the courage, the bravery, and the proper team together before you start a remodel. Yes, I do think that putting a plan together is super important, but having the flexibility, the awareness, then when you demo and you take your space down to studs, you become aware of how you could lay things out different. When you are touring a home or in your home that you're living right now, you're like, I wonder what would happen if we took down this wall, if we expanded the shower. You really don't know what you're gonna get until you open things up. And that's what makes things scary, but also super, super exciting. Yeah. So yes, go in with a plan, but I think it's really awesome to be open-minded and flexible at demo.
And to get more square footage around the sink area, because there's usually 2 people in a primary bathroom, that's why we changed the office wall. So we gained another 2 feet right here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
it was really smart. That's where architects come in handy with the creativity of designers. Guys, investing in the proper team will save you money down the road.
Yeah, we've said that almost in every single video. So that's one thing you can learn from us. It's that your team is the most important thing. Having an architect, if it's necessary, is gonna save you money in the end. It's gonna make the design better. Having a designer that can help with the materials and how everything comes together, and then obviously getting a good contractor that you trust.
I have 2 things to say about the bathroom. Does anyone care?
Yes, we care.
Okay, guys, something that I'm noticing about this bathroom that we try to remind you at home that there are no rules and you have to create your spaces that work for you. Everyone thinks primary bathroom, double sink. Well, yes, it's smart because I don't want to brush my teeth with you at the same time anyways, but how often in 365 days are we actually brushing our teeth at the same time? I'm not willing to sacrifice vanity space by jamming 2 sinks into a single space. Now, I'd much rather have a space to put my toiletries, to do makeup, while the other person might be brushing their teeth. I'd much rather have surface area. It is not gonna deter from the sale of your home, and it is much more practical to put 1 sink in a vanity that's a little bit shorter rather than jamming 2. Another secret designer tip is sinks often are oversized in bathrooms. Now you want your sink to be deep enough so the spit not only has a slope and flows down, but so there isn't splashback, but you can shrink that sink a little bit so you can have more surface area. That's a great tip for a powder bath, a guest bath, and kids bath. Anywhere you're putting 2 sinks, think about what is the actual size that I need. Another thing about this bathroom that I think is rad is it has 1 sink, 1 mirror, and the lights are not wall sconces. They come down from the ceiling, which was a gutsy move. But the globe of this frosted glass adds a great look and it adds good light on your face for makeup and seeing things, coupled by cans, ding, ding, ding. And it has a nice little natural light window here that we worked with the whole layout of the bathroom. So it was very open-minded to put a single sink, the size of the sink, in this vanity and lights from the ceiling. Hopefully that helps you look at your spaces in a new way.
Welcome to the entry of Treehouse. This was a doozy before. As you can see, you walked into these huge closets. The only light source we had was the lights coming out on top of the closet, shining up at the ceiling in the living room. We removed the closets and did a built-in here. But because we did a built-in, we had to extend the ceiling over to create that built-in look and feel. So now we have the coat closet, which is just a little bit farther over, and a beautiful entry that's welcoming to guests.
How about that transformation? Treehouse was so much fun to go through today. Hopefully you picked up some tips and tricks that you can use at home. We want to hear from you, but we also thank you for following and watching and liking and doing the things.
Yeah, thank you so much for subscribing. It means a lot to us. If you like this video, please share it and subscribe. It allows us to keep making these videos for you.
For you, instead of from you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh yeah, that.
Follow.
Share.
like,
subscribe.
I mean, that I.
So if you like this video, please subscribe. It's critical to keeping these videos coming from you.
What do you mean keeping this coming from you?
They gotta subscribe so then we have money to do it.
Well, it doesn't make sense. You said keep them coming from you.
That's what they told us to say. Remember?
From you? Okay.
I don't know.
It's from at you. Just
Are we rolling?
the last part.
Rolling.
Okay.
I got all that.
Okay.